Look, guys, there comes a time in life where you just have to be honest. You just have to sometimes step back, look at what you're seeing, and be honest. When you go to therapy, your therapist says, now be open with me. Tell me what you've got on your chest. This is a safe space. I'm sorry, guys. Is this a safe space? Because I'm here to tell you right now, Arsenal are the best team in the world. Arsenal are the best team in the world. And it's something I don't think I've ever said in my whole lifetime. There's never been a moment where Arsenal have been the best football club in the world. But in 2025, that is what Arsenal are. Agendas or whatever, rivalries, it's just the reality. I saw this game, Arsenal v Bayern, as the two best teams in the world coming head to head. And it felt like that. Because even though Bayern lost 3-1, that was probably the best display of any team going to the Emirates this season. In terms of playing, getting on the ball. At one point, they had 71% possession. But Arsenal have that resilience and found a way. Yes, they conceded that goal, but even the mid-block that they deployed when Bayern had the ball, it looks like Bayern were struggling to find a pass, struggling to really penetrate Arsenal. And then in the second half, Arsenal grew and grew and grew, and then the game went away from them. A lot of people are going to talk about set piece. Yes, they were creating quite a few chances from set pieces. But what happens, as always, is eventually they start to grind down. Now, listen, people are going to say to me, Diaz weren't there, Musiala's not there. Guys, I would love to see this tie. In the Champions League semi-final. Home, away, Allianz Arena, Emirates Stadium. Fire. I would want to see that 100%. But Arsenal are also missing players. This is only in November. So this is like a warm-up. This is like a spa. Okay, you got us. We'll see you soon, hopefully. But when I look at Arsenal, as I said, this was the tie for me, the two best teams in the world at the moment. And Arsenal passed that test with flying colours. Second half, they got on the ball. They started probing. They started having chances. And them set pieces as well were causing all worlds of trouble for Bayern Munich. And guys, I'm not going to lie. Set pieces in a Champions League, being good at set pieces in the Champions League is one of the biggest cheat codes you can have. Because in a tie, you only a few, in a real big tie, only a few goals, one goal maybe, might separate the winners and the losers in terms of over a tie. You just need them key moments in knockout fixtures. And Arsenal have that on lock. And this team right now, I said it in my previous video, and I'm going to say it again. This Arsenal team can win the double. This Arsenal team is good enough to go both ways. And it's insane because I've seen Manchester United do a double. And of course, I think that United team's a lot better. We had stars, Ronaldo, Rooney, all this type of stuff. But I've seen the mentality of my team going for both trophies, both of them, Premier League and Champions League. And I see that in the eyes of the Arsenal players. I see the squad being used. Mosquera coming in today. Lewis Skelly coming in today. Lewis Skelly, you're struggling today. All right, cool. Calafiori, come on, assist. Boom, for Noni. What's Noni? Squad depth. Saka comes off. Noni didn't come on for Saka. Noni came on. When did Noni come on? I'm bugging out. Noni came on for Trossard. Was playing on the left-hand side. Squad depth. Saka comes off. Martinelli comes on. What happens? Noni scores off the right-hand side through a Calafiori assist, and Martinelli scores the winner. Squad depth. That's what you need to win multiple trophies. The reason why Man City were able to do sextuples and all this stuff is because they had squad depth. The reason why a Liverpool didn't do a double might be because of squad depth. Squad depth is key. The reason why Invincibles probably didn't win a Champions League is because of squad depth. You need 1 to 22. And Arsenal have that in abundance. You start seeing in the second half, Arsenal are growing. Bayern are getting more tired. Leonard Carl's not doing too much anymore. Fantastic talent, fantastic player. But he's not doing much anymore. At least they were still taking on Skelly. A change happened after that. I didn't see him. You know, that is the difference. Lima started to tire. Kimmich wasn't really doing much. It started to slowly just be a Arsenal barrage. And that's what happens when you have a top squad, top depth. And I don't know what Arteta said at halftime, but Arsenal came out a lot better. But I got to give Bayern and company credit. Despite the loss, I see something in Bayern. Despite that loss, I think this team is going to go deep. When they get Musiala back, when they get Diaz back, this team will go deep in the Champions League. The first half was brilliant. I thought they were controlling the ball. They were pinning Arsenal back. They were trying to see what's going on. Like 71% possession at a stage. I thought it was really good. Leonard Carl was popping up in areas behind Rice and Zubimendi. Elise looked good. But in and amongst that, there was one player who, for me, disappointed. And I'm not actually surprised. And that is Harry Kane. This is always my criticism of Harry Kane. I do still think, as much as Harry Kane is such a good player, scores goals, can drop in the 10, blah, blah, blah. For me, this is what always separates him, for me, to an Erling Haaland. And that's being able to stretch the defense. Saliba and Mosquera will love to play against Harry Kane because he's going to play in front of them. Or he's going to drop deep. He's not going to be challenging them. So who is going to be the one to stretch the defense? And when he does come close to them, they are physically more imposing than him. So when people say to me, Kane can do everything Haaland can do, but also can play in the 10. No. That's a very surface level of seeing the game. Erling Haaland is more of a constant threat, more of a defender's nightmare than a Harry Kane. Like if Kane had scored today, it would have been like in a flash of the pan moment. Whereas Erling Haaland is a constant threat with his movement, with his physicality. That's why, for me, that separates him from Harry Kane. And not saying there's levels above, but that's why I think Haaland is the best striker in the world and not Harry Kane. And this is often the case with Kane. This is my concern when the bigger games, when you're playing against the better and smarter centre-halves, they would love to play against someone like Kane who's not going to challenge them physically. He's going to be well away from them. He's just going to be trying to bring people into the game. Harry Kane walked away today with 0 shots. Harry Kane had 0 shots. That is a damning statistic. That is a damning statistic to have 0 shots in a game like this. For me, that's what just, the threat level isn't enough. It isn't enough. And I think he was really disappointing today. But also, when I look at the Arsenal team, I thought, so I might have got a brain fart right now. I thought Timber was very good today, like he's been all season. I remember when I was talking about Timber's hips and people were saying, what am I talking about? The guy is press resistant. I thought Miles Lewis-Skelly struggled today in front of Tuchel. That's a bit dark. I don't think he's going to get his place back in the team from Calafiora at this present moment. But I got to talk about Declan Rice. Declan Rice, I know Odegaard has the armband. I know Bukayo Saka has the armband when Odegaard's not there. But Declan Rice is the unofficial Arsenal captain. That guy is a leader of men. That guy is a colossal when he gets going. When he's running, that is a steam train on the move. Have you ever watched X-Men? Have you ever seen when Juggernaut starts running? That's Declan Rice live in action. The guy's ability to play basically 3 roles is sensational. The guy somehow becomes more threatening than Eze, more defensively sound than Zubimendi, but also is involved in the build-up play of the game as well. He's covering like 3 roles, but he's also doing his job, the box-to-box role. This guy, at the second half, started willing Arsenal to win. And honestly, when I look at him, I see like a modern day-ish kind of a Roy Keane template. This guy's a leader of men. I think Arsenal needs to do a leadership vote in the summer and give this guy the armband. I saw Caicedo boss Barcelona yesterday. And I saw Declan Rice boss Bayern Munich today. And they're coming head to head on Sunday. I am seated. I want to see two juggernauts. I want to see two man mountains. Lock jaws. I can't wait. This must have been what it felt like to watch Mike Tyson v. Lennox Lewis. This must be what it felt like. I want to see Lennox Lewis, Mike Tyson, Declan Rice, Caicedo. Sunday, I will be there. Honestly, I can't wait to see that game. Moreno, I thought Moreno played well. You know, I think he should have scored from one of the set pieces. I thought he played well. And it's incredible how Arsenal are still doing this with Moreno up front. At this point, he's a striker. But I've got to say, I was impressed with Arsenal. It did feel like the best v the best. And Arsenal came up trump. Now, Manuel Neuer. Manuel Neuer. I got something for you, actually, Manuel Neuer. I've got something for you. Manuel Neuer. It's time to hang your jersey in the rafters, bro. Manuel Neuer, you cannot be doing what you are doing in 2025, bro. The sweeper keeper gimmick in 2025 for Manuel Neuer. Bro, you're a legendary goalkeeper. We all loved you. 2014 World Cup we'll never forget. But my bro, put the gun down. Please. I'm begging you. As a supporter, stop this, Manuel. Stop this. Guys, like, share, subscribe, turn notifications on. I'm going live for Dos Locos right now, so I'm going to be live and we're going to break down everybody. We're going to break down all the teams. Liverpool, you think you've gotten away with this? Guys, catch me there. It's your boy CultureCams. I'm out. Peace.